Hello, this is Andy Graham of Hobo Traveler. I also have a website called Digital Nomad Traveler. I'm going to put this video on Digital Nomad Traveler because it's basically explaining how I have a mobile office. But what I'm going to do today is explain to you how to make money with a website. That is incredibly complicated to do, and it's not the easiest thing. The first thing you should do is subscribe to all the newsletters that basically explain how to make money on a website, right? And then you're going to have a website that is a guru. A guru is a website that educates. People want to read something on a regular basis that educates them. So the rule of thumb used to be that they had to see whatever product you're selling or whatever you're doing 7 times before they buy. So the biggest money is if you sell your own products. The second biggest way is, like the way I make money, is off of pure traffic. Now what happens is okay, so you have Facebook and you have Twitter and you have these social networks that are sort of like fool's gold. They'll say, oh, I got a spike in my traffic. That means they went from 25 people a day to 30. Okay, so they feel excited because now they got 30 people on the website. A spike for me is 500 people on a day. So, but the internet's getting very complicated because Google is now in competition with me. It used to be they were helping me. Now they're competing with me because when you click on when you do a search on organic search on Google, and used to be you could come up for Guatemala. Now the only thing that the person sees on 80% of the page is Google advertising. So I'm basically in competition with the company that's also paying me advertising money, because I signed up with I make most of my money from Google AdSense, which is a very nice program. What it does is it reads the page and it says, this is about Guatemala, serve up an advertiser that wants to advertise in Guatemala. So I don't have to arrange for the advertisers. But Google makes the lion's share and I make the smaller share. Now, let me tell you that in the bottom line is that the way you make traffic converts to money. So if you have 10,000 people a day on your website, you should make right around $85 US. Okay, or up to $150 according to how you optimize the page. If for every 1,000 visitors, you're going to have about $10 to $15. Now, that means that you've placed the ad in the above the fold area. On a page, before you scroll, we call that above the fold. Okay, advertising has to be in the above the fold area, and sadly, you make a lot of money with people that really don't see what they're looking at, and they see an ad and they click on that before they even read the article. Okay, but the big misconception they have on websites is that you make one page, the index, and then you try to get all your traffic on the index. Each page has the equal value. That means that a page, the index page and the page about, and some of my best pages have the most amount of traffic are the most ridiculous. I have a page called about Shakira, just making a joke, and people click on this page all the time. Has very little to do with my website. I was just playing around one day. Okay, now the easy way to make pages is probably with WordPress. WordPress is a content management system. I don't use it, and I feel that it's going to detract. But at the end of the day, the most important thing you need for a website is a writer. Now that's the big problem. How do you get a writer for your website? You're going to have to be the writer. You're going to have to write all the introductions. You're going to have to do it. And you're going to have to study what they call search engine optimization. That means you have to make the page cater to the reader and cater to Google. So if I'm making a page that says Guatemala girls, it's going to get more traffic than if I put Guatemala tortillas. Okay, because more people are searching for Guatemala girls. So you have to sort of empathize. It's all about empathy. Can you empathize with with the person on the website that walks up and gets on Google, does a search. And then what you have to do is try to do it. The first thing, though, would be best to choose a very good domain that you really like. Now, the worst thing you can do is to make a domain for the money. The best thing you can do is make a domain for what you really like to talk about. Because the worst thing you can do is talk about something you don't really like. And don't talk about yourself. You're going to have to educate. That's why I say you have to have a guru. We have a bunch of websites right now on city websites, and actually if you wanted to, you could pay us like, I don't care, it's about $30 a month, and we could set you up on a website. Like if you bought the domain, we could set you up on a website called, like, I don't know, mysanfrancisco.com or something, and you could play with it, and you could have a website real simple, and we could host it for you, everything for $30 a month. But you need to get a way to play, and then once you play, then you figure out the traffic on that page, and then the goal is you have a metric. You know that you got 30 people a day, and then you got to figure out how to make that metric move. Now, the worst thing you can do is probably buy into this Facebook thing too much. Facebook is an ideal system for Facebook. It's not an ideal system for you. Facebook controls your traffic. Basically, they make all the money, they sell all the advertising, and they make the business. Now, I don't like Facebook because they steal my traffic, right? If you send them to Facebook, they don't come back, right? So what the value of Facebook and Twitter is not to get them on Twitter, not to get them on Facebook, the thing to get them off of Twitter and off of Facebook and back to you. So I don't usually try to push people to get on Facebook. I try to push the people to get off Facebook and get on. So advertising Facebook and Twitter on your own website is kind of the wrong way, okay? Because it's not to say that you can't allow them to follow you on Facebook and Twitter, but it's not the answer. It's more or less what you don't want. I don't want Google stealing all my traffic. I don't want YouTube stealing all my traffic. I don't want Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. All these guys are traffic stealers, okay? So what you want to do is encourage you. Basically, they should augment your website, and they should have came to your web page not from your website, but because why are you sending them off your website? That's where you make money. You want them to stay on your website. Okay, a website to make a best traffic should have about 5 page views. I mean, Google's getting to be a really pain in the butt, and they're in competition with me, and I'm having to do a lot of things. Now, you're going to have to put up a web page, and then you're going to have to invest a couple $100 or $300 in learning. Now, it's not a big rocket scientist thing. They have WordPress, or even if you did it with us or something, and you can do this with the least amount of work. You start making pages, then you see that one page has more traffic than another. Some pages have comments and don't have comments. What you're trying to do is educate your readers and give them value. And because they come to your website, they're going to give you value back by clicking on your advertisements by accident or by design or whatever, right? Not by accident, but I mean, you want the advertisements to think. So the goal is to get them on my website, and when they leave, I want them to leave by the advertisement. I don't want them to leave by going up and searching on Google. So when Google puts that search bar up there, I lose money, right? So what I really want them to do, see, this is where I'm saying they're competing with me. They've got it so that I don't want them to leave by Facebook. I don't want them to leave. I want them to read my page, and at the bottom or around the page, they're through reading and they look at an advertisement and say, hey, I want to click on it. I don't make money when they click on Facebook. I don't make money when they click on Twitter. Now, what is the value of these social networks? The value is that if they join and they see your advertisement every day. So the value to me of a website is to collect somebody's email address or get them on something where I got a chance to tweak them every day, again and again and again and again. Now, one of the simplest ways to make money right now is with video blogs. I mean, if you can't write, you might as well do what I'm doing right now. Just make a video, make it fun, make it interesting, make it on whatever subject that you are passionately in love with. If you like to collect coins, you make it on that. Do not pander to the audience, pander to yourself and what you like, because you're going to like to talk about it, you're going to like to do it every day. And then right now you can hook up Google AdSense to the videos, and then they'll click on that advertisement on the video, and you can make money. Now, whatever you do, if you look at my website, I'm going to have the link at the beginning of the description. Now, that sounds really stupid. I mean, it's not intuitive. Why you'd put it at the end? But the people are so lazy. They just start clicking on things. So you put the link at the beginning. You don't put it at the end, like trying to be diplomatic with these guys. You're almost... people just start clicking, especially old people. They click, 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 click. Okay, so then they click on the page, and they see anything of interest, they click on it. Okay, and it's hard to believe it, but you really have to just understand that people just are clicking around. There's not a lot of intelligence in this. It's just clicking on a page until they understand the page. But what you want them to do is subscribe to like a newsletter or something, or some way subscribe to updates somehow. But to tweet and then send them to somebody else's website, sort of not the goal. The goal is to send to the other people's websites 3 times, then 2 times to yourself. Okay. So most of the time when I tweet, I'm sending them right back to my own website. I'm not tweeting to do it. Now I connected Twitter to my thing, but these social networks will come and go. They always do. I mean, they're not. I mean, people are going to slowly get bored with Facebook. They're going to get bored with Twitter. Everybody thinks they're the answer. You got everybody tweeting, but you got nobody reading. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to game these systems. Now, sadly, you should look at how to game you got to game Google, you got to game Twitter, and you got to game Facebook. These are the big ones to game right now. And you can game when I say gaming, I mean optimizing your position so that you appear bigger than reality. Okay, now it's almost sad, because you can't just have a good business anymore on the website, because people are gamed 99% of the time by the bigger websites, and they actually think that if you're just transparent, honest, that they do it. But if you're gonna, when I say game them, I mean you got to have the advertisement in the top of the page, right? Because if you put them in the bottom and try to be a good person, they don't click on the ad, right? So, but when you're talking, what you're selling is, I mean, the internet is full of scammers. I mean, it's a cesspool of misinformation, according to the CEO of Google, and it's 100% correct. So if you hear me, you'll see that I'm almost rude. I'll sit there and say, there's a bunch of shit. Why? Because I want you to trust me. What I'm selling you is my opinion. My opinion is a proprietary value. So never ever put up misinformation or thing. But when I say in gaming, you have to understand the game that Google's playing, the game that Twitter's playing, the game that all these people are playing, and play it, but play it honestly. When I'm saying give honest information that has value, don't give dishonest information. So if you understand that you're playing a game with these major websites to keep them from stealing your traffic, that's what I'm saying, game them. You keep them from stealing your traffic, and then you send them back to your own. But what you got to do is first give information on a regular basis, a new page. The more pages you have, the more money you make. So if you have 5,000 pages, you're going to make more than a 5-page dream website. I call it Field of Dreams. They make this beautiful, beautiful one page, and they expect to have a lot of traffic because they made a beautiful page. A beautiful page is not seen until they're on the web page. So you have to have like a web of pages, like say 50 pages, 100 pages, 200 pages, whatever. And the more you have, the more the traffic. So one page can make you, say, between 80 cents and $15 a year. So each page is an investment in your residual income. Okay, so what the bottom line is, start a website. You can do it with us for like $30, $35. I don't know. We'll have to talk with my techie. I never really thought about it. But you could start one on your little village or your city, and we would be part of the Hobo network if you wanted, and they could do it. Or you can get on WordPress, and hosting right now costs about, I don't know, $50 a year in the United States, and the domain's going to cost you $15. So for $65, you could have a website up for a whole year and play until you do it. Now that's the first thing to do, is do that. But make it on a subject that has high value to you, something that you're passionate about. If you like to talk about dogs, make it about dogs. If you want to talk about cooking, make it about cooking. Whatever you do, don't make something on something that isn't very, very interesting to you, because it's not sustainable. Sustainable are things that you like. Like some of my best traffic is on pages that I just collected a lot of information. I collect. I love this. I made one called my lower back pain, because I just wanted to educate myself on how to get rid of my sciatica. This is going to be on Digital Nomad Traveler, because I really like gadgets, and I'm going to show you. It's all about having a mobile office anywhere on the planet. I have a web page on Hobo Traveler, my main website, that was called Mobile Office, and we spun it off because people get confused on Hobo Traveler because they think they're supposed to be traveling. Digital Nomad is about techie things like cameras and digital information that will help you to do, like USB modems and stuff like that. So make it about what you like. This is what the wonderful the internet. The better the niche, the smaller the niche, the more money you can make. The bigger the subject, like I'm a Hobo Traveler, I go after travel. I'm competing with the whole world. Now we're going after the 100 websites we have. We're making 100 different cities on the planet where foreigners live, so that the one person could come and just only talk about their one little city. They don't really want to know the rest of the world. The smaller the niche, the better. Okay. If you want, you could send me a video. It'd be nice if you sent me a video to, let's see, what is it? I'll put it in the thing. It's like question 01 or question 01 at hobotraveler.com, and I'll post your video. Then I'll answer the thing with another video if you have questions, or do whatever you can. You can send me if you really. It's nice to have you ask a question on a video than I would answer a question, because I really. I can't empathize with the new person that well. I've been doing this for I don't know, 15 years, 16 years, and it's the simple problems you have are really hard. But the simplest way to do is to find one of your buddies that has a WordPress blog and get him to put that up. But you got to buy your own domain. Don't do Blogspot or Blogger.com or anything like that. Anybody that doesn't invest something, Google's not going to give traffic. And you don't want to undo some of these things. So buy a domain and start making a website. If you wanted to have one on your little hometown, we can do that real good. We're specializing in hometown type blogs. Where, like I have my Orland, Indiana. That's where I grew up. Go to that website, look at it, and we could put one of those up for you, and we would maintain it, host it, and I would help you to. There's a wasp going around here. I would help you to work your way through it in a little bit, is providing that you're not overly needy or whatever. But we would update, and we make sure that the search engine optimization is good, and we make sure that it's not predictable, and we do our best to make it as user-friendly as possible, and we're adding tools all the time, and we keep updating it. And that way you don't have to know how to do code and all that stuff. Okay, Andy Hobo Traveler. I'm going to put this on Digital Nomad Traveler. I'm also got a very, very large website called hobotraveler.com. So how to make money on the website. I hope that helped you, Jerry. He called from California and asked some questions. Bye-bye.